Alright, bonjour à tous, Battosay here, welcome to episode 22 of my Let's Play. And today we're gonna start by a small world tour to see, what I did lately and how things are going since they've been finished and settled. So first, the breeding farm. Well, it's not as efficient as I would have hoped. I spent a lot of time lately in the Nether, so I didn't had much time to work. I removed the glue already several times to use it, but the main problem is that there's not enough wheat in the dispensers, so I should try to work on a wheat farm to manually place a lot of wheat in the dispensers for the breeding. Next, I left my computer running all night in the Nether, in the Bloodwood farm, and damn, it's been working really great. I had a full chest, a bit over a full chest. I already processed half of the wood using the saws to make all kind of stuff. I almost have two full chests, no, not two, but at least one full chest of soul dust already. And let's restart it actually, and maybe add some volume, and all kinds of stuff in the chest waiting to be stored, and still some wood being processed. I added a button to restart the setup because I noticed that since it's using a delayer, the problem is that because of the delayer glitch, sometimes the system will stop working when I would log on or off. Well, when I would log off and then log back on. So yeah, the problem was downstairs. Let's have a look if we can. Yep. Since it's using the layers, sometimes the layer would glitch and it would stop working. So what I've added is a button that's connected to this 4 piston here, and when I press them they will remove the block for just a second and then place it back, which will start the process all over again. Just a small trick to prevent the layer glitch. Moving on, also I stored a lot of netherrack since I removed, as I showed in previous episode, over 30,000 block of netherrack. I'll still have a lot of it waiting in the nether to be brought back, and I placed them mostly in the millstone to process them. Let's shut it off a bit. And I ended up with tons of chests of crown netherrack just waiting to be used. I launched the kiln to use my last clay blocks to make some urns again, because I don't want to waste the ground netherrack to make the concentrated hellfire, but I want to make lots of redstone using the new synthesizing redstone possibilities with golden nuggets and concentrated hellfire. So I want to have some solars because I don't want to waste it. Sorry. And I just failed the placement in the Archimedes screw. So let's start it again. Inside. Load, and it's going back inside. Obviously I can do it manually much quickly, but yeah, that's still cool. There we go. So everything works fine here. I have some nether coal being made using hellfire dust and carbon powder here. I'm making some concentrated hellfire in this one. Cooking some stone over here. Making all kind of stuff to resupply myself. But I have to go down to the mine a bit because I'm running low on stone. Yep, really low on stone and also on redstone and iron. Maybe have a bit there, yep. But yeah, should go down to the mine soon. But before that, I want to go out a bit because now we updated to 1.1 and I noticed something a bit annoying. We're in a snow biome, so there's snow pretty much everywhere, and it was breaking the water wheel here. It almost destroyed the lake we had here. Now it's looking weird with all the ice, and yeah, the water here keep turning into ice, so I had to place a whole bunch of torch to make sure that my water wheel will still work, because that's the only source of mechanical power for all my contraptions, the breeding farm, the kiln, everything in this base, besides the hemp farm above, which is powered by the millstone. So, the plan today is to try to find the Stronghold, because I want to bring some blocks back. I had some luck. I made 2 enchantments, 2 level 45 enchantments, and I had Silk Touch, Efficiency and Breaking, and 1 on the bow, and I had Power 5, Infinity 1, Flame 1 and Punch 2, so that's actually the best bow you could get. It turns the mobs on fire, but it won't set blocks on fire, and yeah, really powerful. So yeah, I want to go to the... oops, I have to throw them. Want to go to the Stronghold to bring some blocks, because I want the cracked mossy stone and the other brick block, you know, with the runes and stuff like that. Oops. So yeah, I'll try to find it, and we'll see how it is. Okay, so looks like we found it. I'm gonna write down the location. 132 1231. Okay, there we go. Also, you may have noticed that I installed the how it's called, better grass mud, since when I patched my game for 1.1 I left it and yeah, looks cool. So yeah, let's get down there. Great. So I thought it would lead me straight into the room with the end portal, but looks like not. Means that I'll have to explore it a little bit. So yeah, not really interesting. You probably all already saw how it is. That's just randomly... ah, there it is. Randomly generated texture. So let's activate it, even if I'm not going in today. There we go. Okay, so what the hell? You two... oh, aren't you stupid? Don't have water. Well, so much for doggy talent. Oh, I thought you weren't supposed to go into the lava. I'm disappointed. But looks like you won't die in the lava. Disappointed boy. Disappointed. I didn't even started using you. You're already jumping into lava. Anyway, now that I found it, I'm gonna gather a whole bunch of... can you get it? Yep, with regular pick, great. So I'm gonna gather all of that stone, and then we'll be back home to start something different. Oh, looks like there's a mineshaft with it. Cool. I'll get some mining to do as well. Should have brought my fortune pick. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, some digging and we'll be back home for something different. Alright, back home. Let's check the volume. Yep. I have to be very careful about that, because when I'm recording, the volume recorded by Fraps is much louder than when I'm listening to, well, to the sound in my speakers. Anyway, completely unrelated stuff now, nothing to do with the Stronghold. I wanted to use the blocks from there to start a new building, but we'll do that later, because we have to work on this building and the farms inside, because it's been here for almost the first episode and I still haven't finished it. And yeah, I was looking at the landscape and thinking that it looks kinda cool with the snow like that. I admit it, but it's really pissing me off for the water turning into ice over there. I'll probably place a whole bunch of glowstone under the water to prevent it from turning into ice over there. Alright, so first I removed here the manual reed farm along with the manual cactus farm. I had some mushrooms growing there. I have to remove them as well. Here we're gonna start the reed farm, but first let me show you really quickly The cactus farm is now all the way up top, right next to the millstones from the hemp farm. So we are actually on top here. We have the hemp farms. Down there. There's... no, not here. Oh crap. Oh, that's gonna be a pain to get by up. Let's try... There's no collision box anymore. You can't stand on the ladder. That's a pain. Okay, so down there's the millstones for the hemp. Just over there behind the cactus, and I've placed just 6 cactus that would be far than enough to get me the green dye, and that go into the water stream here and goes down there in the level below. We are gonna start the reed farm here, so I've placed my planters and the reed. I just have to place my piston right over here. That's gonna be a really simple farm with reed growing there. I'm gonna use putty blocks down there to have a timing to move the piston, which will destroy the 2 top parts of the reed, and it will go into the water here. I'm gonna place some glass pans here where there's the planks. This way, when the reed will be pushed by the blocks, it will fall in the water right below it. Give me that back. So a little bit of reed farming here. Don't need too much. That's gonna be probably more than enough. Then, with the space available here, I'm gonna grow some... Oops. Gonna grow some pumpkins over here. And the plan is to have all of the items from the farm in the different floors going down. So that's the reed that goes into this corner here. Over there we have the hemp fibers from the hemp farm and the millstone. I just moved the water flow that was there to here. Yeah, that's our cactus, and we are also gonna have right next to it, probably just there and falling here, some or here, the pumpkins. And on this floor I'm gonna do a semi-auto wheat farm, because I need more wheat, as I've said, for the breeding farm. And for now I'm gonna make a semi-auto wheat farm here, so we are gonna have a lot of dirt on which the wheat will grow, and detectors. I'm probably gonna have 4 different wheat fields with 4 detectors, and when the whole field will be ready, it will just unleash water that would go into then this corner to be collected down there and send a light signal, probably from the ceiling here. I'm gonna just place a light block, like say there or something, when the field has been harvested, and I would just have to come here, plant back all of the wheat, restart the button, and let it grow again. So I won't use fancy timers or dispensers to place back the seeds, because well, I can do that manually, and making it fully automated like in the breeding farm would take, well, much more space, because I needed a whole floor for the timing and yeah, the wiring. Okay, so first over there for the reed farm, I wanted to make it as close from the the wall here, the outside wall, so that we could see it from outside. There's gonna be glass over there and there. And now I'll just, well, place the rest of my pistons, the glass pans. The redstone is gonna be just above the piston over here. I don't have any on me, maybe down there. Just to show you, redstone here on top of the pistons, like that, with another block here to prevent the reed from falling back here instead of in the water. In reed farm, you sometimes use two pistons on top of each other to move the second and the third reed block, but I'm not sure, that's not really necessary, and it would take a bit more space behind to wire them, because I would have to, if that's a piston as well, I would have to make it like that with redstone repeater, etc., and I couldn't find some space to wire this for here. So yeah, just one piston should work properly. I'm gonna have some waste because some of the reed will fall on top of the planter instead of in the water, but since it will be completely automated, it doesn't matter that much. So yeah, I'll place all that and we'll make the quick timer for that. Ta-da! There we go. Finished. All of the glass pans, the blenders, the wood, the pistons, the reed, everything's in place. So now we'll just go behind and have a quick look. So all of our pistons are behind the blocks here. They are powered from above. Let's go above. What the fuck's happening with my mouth? So yeah, all powered from here to send the power above. What the fuck? That's annoying. So yeah, powered from above here to send the signal. I'll just place a torch that will power the block above, which will power all of the pistons instantly. There we go. We can see all of them are powered. Reed fall in the water down there and goes to the storage part. So now let's make a quick timer. I'm gonna use a body block for this one. And we're gonna do that in live. So I'm gonna have a body block that will detect when the reed becomes too high and send the redstone signal to here, which will power and unpower, which will power the block and unpower the torch here, like that. And to reset my timer, oopsie, I'm gonna use a block dispenser. Okay, I'll take the signal from the torch, send it to the dispenser, and then connect it to my torch to all of the pistons. So now all of the pistons are unpowered. The reed will grow. As you can see, we have some waste, but as I've said, doesn't matter that much. And so what will happen is that every time the reed grows, it sends a signal to the body block that goes to the dispenser. The dispenser swallows the reed and places it back, and the signal goes to all of the pistons. And when the reed gets removed, it will send a second pulse. We'll have two quick pulse in the pistons, as you can see from the. Maybe we can add some delay. That was 4 delay. Looks. I'll try 2. I'll just try 3. Doesn't work with 3. That's weird. That's because the delayer is staying powered. Okay, so let's do 2. This should probably... The good thing with the pulse, the double pulse, is that it should probably push the reed that got stuck on top of the pistons into the water. So let's have a look from here. If I send my signal from here, do I have a lever? Yep. Let's yeah, okay, so let's do that. Oh yeah, that's reversed because that's powering the piston. So unpowered like that, when it's powered, push the reed might fall on top, but there's a second pulse right after. Something like that. And all of the reed end up in the water. Wasn't a really efficient demonstration here, but sadly I can't really show you how it would work without staying here for 5 minutes waiting for it to trigger. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Just stay here until the first signal gets here. And there you go, all of the reed into the water. Some of it stays stuck on the side, but not so much. And most of them had time to grow 3 high. But to add even to have a both to have 2 signals so that the delay is a bit reduced, we are gonna add just a second timer connected to the same body block and powered from the very same setup. I don't have to add anything, and this way when either this one or this one will grow, it will reset both of the timer and send the signal to the pistons, and that's it. Fairly simple. Yep, not that much thing to add about that. You already saw several reed farm and probably made several yourself. So I'll just block everything here, so now I don't need to access it. There we go. I'll hide that later, probably using the same pattern with stuff like that. Try to find something that looks better later. And we are gonna add a small pumpkin farm here, so I'll do that quickly. That should do it. So let's have a quick look until we can't see anything, because it's gonna be all hidden. So that's gonna be the drop point just there. The cactus will fall here and the pumpkin here. So what we have is a 8 long water channel with 8 planters. There's gonna be placed just like in my previous pumpkin farm. So we have the sprout in the middle here. We have pistons pushing glowstone blocks, and the pumpkins will grow here and the one from the other side here. So they'll sprout on the side in front of the glowstone, and in here we have a body block. Same thing on the other side. A body block that will detect when the pumpkin grow just next to it, right here. And what will happen is that it will send a signal that will go into something that I'll cover in just a minute, and goes into this block, which will power all of the piston, sending a pulse. And well, perfect, we already have one, so we can have a look. So now the pumpkin's here, and when another pumpkin will grow here, it will send a pulse to the piston, and if it was a pumpkin it will fall just down there into some water, and again into another water channel, and will drop down there, and we can see that we have our pumpkin here. So to do that, what I did is I had a small problem with the body block, and that's because when the piston was pushing the glowstone block next to it, it was creating a loop. Well, let's have a look. So if I disconnect this side and simply connect the body block to the piston, so none of that is working anymore. Here's what's gonna happen. You create a loop because every time the piston moves away, it sends another signal from the body block. So to prevent that, what I did is that my signal goes straight into this block and will then go to all of the piston, but with a delay. It will go into this piston that will remove the block. This way, when there's a pulse from the body block, the signal will go into all of the pistons, but quickly after will retract, because this piston will retract, so there's no more signal going to all of the pistons, and this signal using repeater will stay here for 12 ticks, because it will be powered here, then when this one will turn off, this one will be powered, and etc. goes to the piston here. So that's a sort of monostable circuit. So if I want to do that on the other side, that's fairly simple. I take my signal from the body block, place it going straight into a block and into all of my pistons. Then I use another sticker piston just there, controlling the blanks block we are using to send the signal, and I'm gonna send using repeaters there 3 different delays, so they're all on the force setting, 1, 2 and 3, going to the sticky piston, and that's pretty much it, I think. Let's check. So if a pumpkin grows next to it, we have a pulse that goes right into it, and actually we had two because this body block sent a pulse shortly after, which is great because it's gonna make sure that all of the items in front will be pushed. Oh crap, I removed the items. Will be pushed into the water. There it is. So I just have to, well, hide all that. Well, I'm probably not gonna hide it too much because that's the inside part of the building, and what I cared about was how it's gonna look from outside, with only the farms being visible. Over there for the reed, and over here for the pumpkins, and all of the circuitry for the redstone is hidden inside. So yeah, I'll just polish that a little bit, and no, actually I'm gonna stop this episode here today, and in the next episode we'll see how it is when it's polished here, and we'll start the manual, well, semi-auto wheat farm here, and most importantly the storage area for all of the farms that's gonna be here and here. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.